Welcome to First Impressions, where we try to take a look at the first episode and the promotional material of a brand new anime series released this season and try to come up with a conclusion of what I think the show will be about, what I will expect from the show, and whether I am going to like it or not based solely on those factors. And you never know if a first impression video will turn up as a traditional American anime otaku review later on down the line when it is released in American markets. So let me ask you this. If you happen to be a guy, who here doesn't love hot chicks on motorcycles? Yeah. Well, look no further because we finally get to see an anime revolving around cute girls on motorcycles. Ladies and gentlemen, my first impressions review of the spring 2016 season, Bakuon. So the story of Bakuon seems to revolve around a high school girl named Hane Sakura who comes across a girl riding a motorcycle to school, so she becomes infatuated with the bikes and tries to join the school's motorcycle club, get a motorcycle license, as well as her own motorcycle. What I have seen so far is actually pretty promising. The show looks cute, especially that blonde pigtailed girl in the skin-tight tracksuit. This episode was actually pretty funny at times too. There's this one girl who looks like an anime version of Rosie the Riveter. Specifically, her hairstyle, choice of cloud-like dark curls accessorized with a bandana headband knotted into a bow. I like her overly expressive, high-spirited enthusiasm that is rarely ever seen from girls in anime. Despite this being a show about cute girls on motorcycles, the animation has that expected cutesy moe style to it. As such, I think this anime has that K-On! Look and feel. But whether this anime will have clever visual gags and character-driven humor like Azumanga Daioh remains to be seen. My biggest question is if it will be mostly an episodic slice-of-life anime, or does it actually have a compelling overarching story behind these female motorcycle enthusiasts? It would be nice to actually see these girls partake in a race of some form as well as cross-country trips. But this is only the first episode, so whether or not this anime will have a strong plot also remains to be seen. One thing I would like to say in this anime is that the show is going into each... One thing I would like to see in this anime is that show going into each of these characters and what their bikes actually mean to them on a personal level. But if this show is going to have a large cast of characters, then considering the anime is only 12 episodes long, they might want to keep the episode-long character studies to a minimum. But I would definitely like to see more character-driven humor in this anime. My biggest concern with this anime is that it turns out like many other moe slice-of-life anime that gets so caught up in trying to act cute that it ends up forgetting to develop its characters or its story. I already saw that with shows like Strike Witches and Super Sonico, and trust me, we'll get to that anime when we get there. It doesn't look like we have to worry too much about sexual fan service. It still seems to be there, but from what I have seen so far, it is thankfully underplayed and used subtly, and considering the context, I hope it stays that way. But of course, we cannot forget that this anime was funded by our good friends at Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and I noticed that Harley-Davidson bikes are completely absent. They must not have gotten an invite, but I'm sure they'll show up sooner or later. All jokes aside, let's make sure to keep the product placement to a minimum, please. So the big question is, will I continue to watch this anime? Well, I can definitely say that it looks interesting and pleasing to the eye. It is moderately well paced and has a good sense of humor. I will definitely be keeping my eye on it and see what this anime can offer to the table. And that is why I give Bakuon 4 points for the initial interest. And with that, this is the American Anime Otaku signing out.